You know, when a great artist like Roberta Flack passes away, we look back in fondness at their great songs through the years. Now, this song wasn't written by her, but she made it into modern popularity some 15 or 16 years after his first, what they call it, Put the Wax. Of course, it's the classic song, The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face, or First Time Ever I Saw Your Face. Now, this 57 folk song was written by British political singer-songwriter Ewan MacColl for Peggy Seeger, who later became his third wife. At the time, the couple were lovers, although MacColl was still married to his second wife, Jean Newlove. Seeger sang the song when the duo performed in folk clubs around Britain. During the 60s, it was recorded by various folk singers and became a major international hit for Roberta Flack in 1972. 3 years I was initially Put the Wax, her version. It won Grammy Awards for Record of the Year and Song of the Year. Billboard ranked it as the number one Hot 100 single of the year for 1972. Now, released on March 7th, 1972, their Flack version, recorded in February 1969. The radio edit was about a minute less than the album version. Radio edit was 4:22 on Atlantic, of course. Now, there are two accounts of the origin of the song. MacColl said he wrote the song for Seeger. After she asked him to pen a song for a play, she was in. He wrote the song and taught it to Seeger over the telephone. Seeger had told a similar story. She had started an affair with MacColl in London in 1956. When Seeger went back to the States, she was working on a radio show in LA in 1957. She informed MacColl that the show had asked for a hopeful love song because all the folk songs she sang were sad. In response, MacColl sang the song he wrote to her in one of his phone calls from England. Seeger noted that MacColl used to send her tapes to listen to while they were apart, and this song was one of them. Now, Seeger performed the song in LA and then Chicago, but MacColl himself never recorded the song. Now, one of the earliest known recordings of the chanson was in 1960 by Bonnie Dobson, released in 1961 on her debut album, She's Like a Swallow and Other Folk Songs. The song entered the pop mainstream the following year when it was released by the Kingston Trio on their 62 hit album New Frontier, and in subsequent years by other pop folk groups such as Peter, Paul and Mary, the Brothers Four, Joe and Eddie, the Chad Mitchell Trio, and of course Gordon Lightfoot, very interesting version, on his debut album Lightfoot in 1966. Now, MacColl made no secret of the fact that he disliked all of the cover versions of the song. His daughter-in-law wrote, he hated all of them. He had a special section in his record collection for them entitled The Chamber of Horrors. He said that Elvis' version was like Romeo at the bottom of the post office tower singing up to Juliet. The other versions he thought were travesties, bludgeoning, histrionic, and lacking in grace. Ironically, Roberta Flack on the song said it's a perfect song, second only to Amazing Grace, I think. It's a kind of song that has two unique and distinct qualities. It tells a story and has lyrics that mean something. Because of its meaningful lyrics, the song can be interpreted by a lot of people in a lot of different ways. The love of a mother for a child, for example, or that of two lovers. I wish more songs I had chosen had moved me the way that one did. I've loved most every other song I've recorded, but this one was pretty special. Now, Roberta Flack kind of changed the music industry because not too many black artists were considered soft rock singers at the time. Although it's R&B, it's sort of like a soft rock hit. Now, the breakout hit for the singer happened in 71, 72, and it grew on the it grew in stature after his original release in part because the tune was included in the smash hit Clint Eastwood's 71 directorial film debut, Play Misty For Me, based on Stalking of a DJ. Flack's recording ultimately topped the Billboard Hot 100 Single 72 more than 3 years after it was recorded. Now, Flack had known the song from the Joe and Eddie version, which had appeared on that folks duo's 63 album, Coast to Coast, as the first time. Flack's friend, singer Donnell Leach, had brought the track to Flack's attention. After teaching the song to young girls at the Glee Club of Banneker High School in Washington, Flack regularly performed The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face in her set list at the Pennsylvania Avenue Club, Mr. Henry's, where Flack was hired as a resident singer in 68. In February 69, Flack recorded the song for her debut album, First Take. That rendition was a much slower pace than Seeger's original, with Flack's take running more than twice the 2.5 minute length of Seeger's. Flack recalled that when she made her studio recording it the first time, she felt the loss of her pet cat, which had been run over by a car. So technically she was singing to her cat. Flack's slow and sensual version, used by Clint Eastwood in Play Misty For Me, underscored a love scene featuring Eastwood and the beautiful and luminous actress Donna Mills. Flack later recalled how Eastwood, who had heard her version of the first time on his car radio while driving down the LA freeway, phoned her at the Alexandra, Virginia home. Roberta Flack's quote, Eastwood said, I'd like to use your song in this movie about a disc jockey with a lot of music in it. I'd use it in the only part of the movie where there's absolute love. I said, okay. We discussed the money. Eastwood would pay only $2,000 to use the song. He said, anything else? And I said, I want to do it over again. It's too slow. He said, no, it's not. Flack also recalled that during the first take sessions, her producer Joel Dorn had suggested re-recording the first time with a slightly faster tempo and lyric edit to trim its running time. But Flack did not agree. Joel said, okay, you don't care if it's a hit or not? I said, no, sir. Of course, he was right for 3 years until after Clint got it. Flack's version of the song exploded in popularity following the November 71 release of Play Misty For Me. This persuaded Atlantic to issue the track as a single, trimmed by a minute, in February 72. The track became a smash hit in the States, reaching number 1 for 6 weeks on the Hot 100 and easy listening charts in the spring of 72, with our R&B chart peak at number 4. Reaching number 14 UK singles chart, it was also number 1 for 3 weeks on the singles chart in Canada's RPM magazine. Now, the first time ever I saw your face was played as the wake-up music on Flight Day 9 to astronauts aboard Apollo 17 on their last day in lunar orbit, which was Friday, December 15, 72, before returning to Earth, thus ending the last human explorations of the moon. The use of the song was possibly inspired by the face of the moon below the spacecraft. Now, on the weekly charts, Australia number 1, Canada number 1, Canada Adult Contemporary number 1, Dutch Top 40 number 9, Netherlands Single Top 40 number 6, New Zealand 17, South Africa Springboks number 2, UK Singles Charts 14, Billboard number 1 on Hot 100, Adult Contemporary, and Cashbox, and Billboard R&B number 4. Year-end charts, number 17 in Australia, number 2 in Canada, Dutch Top 40 96, Single Top 40 100 75, South Africa 17, US Billboard 100 number 1, and US Cashbox number 19. And ironically, on the Ultimate chart from 58 to 2018, the US Billboard Hot 100, it was 140th overall ever. 1 million units gold in the States. Now, Celine Dion's version in 2000 went to number 19 in Scotland, number 19 in UK. Leona Lewis' 2007 version went to number 73 in the UK, while Matt Cardle's 2012 version went to number 92. Now, whether it's about his cat or like a lover that may be someone big in their life later on, it's a very important song because it's the link, and probably the black female artist explosion of the late 80s has a lot to do with Roberta Flack. Roberta was a very beautiful lady, very learned, very kind, very generous to people. And, Roberta did a lot for black music in the States. Like that slow, like disco music, the slow groove disco music owes a lot to her version of this song. So, ladies and gentlemen, in tribute to Roberta Flack, who passed away this week, she will be greatly missed. We're doing a tribute today. If you like Roberta Flack, let us know what your favorite song was, why the song we're talking about is important to you, or why Roberta Flack I consider the most underrated black musical artist of all time, in my personal opinion. So if you like what you're doing here, give us a like, comment, subscribe, or share. Don't forget, we also take requests, so all requests are highly considered and highly, taken to possibilities. Have a good one. Bye.